Let's talk about the real cost of ownership. It's not the showroom price or the insurance or even the gas. The true cost is in the downtime. That sinking feeling when you hear a new noise, see a new leak, or worse, when your machine just won't move. Every ATV has its weak points, components that through design, stress, or simple wear and tear are statistically more likely to fail than others. But here's the good news. Forewarned is forearmed. Knowing what breaks most often isn't a curse, it's a maintenance blueprint. Today, we're breaking down the 10 most commonly broken ATV parts across all major brands. This isn't about pointing fingers, but about sharing universal knowledge. More importantly, for every failure point, we're giving you the practical, actionable steps to prevent it. This is your guide from reactive panic to proactive peace of mind. Part number 1, the CV axles, constant velocity joints, the universal grinding point. The CV axle is the hero that transmits power from your transmission to your wheels while allowing for suspension travel and steering, and it is public enemy number 1 for braking. The failure is almost always the same, a torn CV boot. A small tear lets in dirt, water, and grit. This abrasive paste quickly destroys the precise bearings inside the joint. You'll hear the telltale clicking or grinding on turns, which will progress to violent shaking and finally a complete snap. How to prevent it? This is all about vigilance. Inspect the CV boots every single time you wash your ATV. Look for cracks, tears, or any sign of grease slung around the wheel or chassis. A torn boot is not a fix-it-later problem, it's a fix-it-right-now emergency. Replace the torn boot immediately, repack the joint with high-quality CV grease, and you will save yourself the cost of an entire axle. Part number 2, wheel bearings, the silent spinners. Wheel bearings take a brutal beating. They support the entire weight of the machine, handle impact from rocks and holes, and are constantly exposed to water and mud. When they fail, they don't just get noisy, they can seize, which can snap an axle or cause a wheel to detach. How to prevent it? The killer of wheel bearings is water intrusion and lack of lubrication. After any deep water crossing or extremely muddy ride, the prevention ritual is crucial. Let the machine cool, then jack up each wheel. Spin the tire by hand. It should spin freely and smoothly with no grinding, gritty feel, or side-to-side play. Any abnormality means it's time for new bearings. For ultimate prevention on machines that see deep water, consider upgrading to sealed, high-quality bearings and using a marine-grade bearing grease when you install them. Part number 3, drive belts, CVT, the mechanical fuse. For almost all Polaris, Can-Am, and many other modern ATVs, the drive belt in a continuously variable transmission is the mechanical fuse. It's designed to take the abuse of shock loads to protect the more expensive engine and transmission internals, but it fails from heat and glazing, often when you're miles from the trailer. How to prevent it? Belt life is 90% about keeping it cool and dry. The number 1 cause of failure is a clogged CVT air intake or a worn-out CVT clutch cover seal that lets in water and dust. Regularly clean the CVT airbox and intake ducts. Inspect the rubber CVT cover seal and replace it if it's cracked or stiff. Never pressure wash directly at the CVT cover, and learn proper riding technique. Avoid fanning the throttle in deep mud or snow, which creates immense belt slip and heat. Part number 4, the stator, the electrical heart attack. The stator lives inside your engine case and generates the electricity to charge your battery and run your ignition. It's constantly exposed to extreme engine heat and vibration. When it fails, your machine will run until the battery dies, then leave you completely dead. How to prevent it? Stator failure is often linked to heat and voltage regulator failure. The regulator's job is to control the stator's output. If the regulator fails, it can allow too much current to cook the stator windings. Prevention involves 2 things. First, ensure your machine's cooling system is flawless. Clean radiators, good coolant, working fan. Second, test your battery and charging system voltage regularly with a multimeter. A voltage reading over 15 volts at high RPM is a red flag for a failing regulator that will take your stator with it. Part number 5, tie rod ends and ball joints, the steering geometry killers. These small, pivotal joints connect your steering rock to your wheels. They take direct impacts from rocks, roots, and ruts. When a tie rod end fails, you lose the ability to steer one wheel. When a ball joint fails, the wheel can literally collapse inward. How to prevent it? This is pure, simple physical inspection. Before every ride, grab the front wheels at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions and try to shake them side to side. Any clunking or play indicates worn tie rod ends. For ball joints, jack up the front end, place a pry bar under the tire and lift it. Look for vertical play in the joint. Grease them regularly if they have fittings. If you ride rocky terrain, consider upgrading to heavy-duty, greasable aftermarket replacements as a preventative measure. Part number 6, plastic body panels and fenders, the brittle shell. It seems cosmetic, but broken plastic is a major pain. Fenders crack from cold weather brittleness or impacts. Body panels snap at mounting points from vibration and stress. A broken fender can direct mud and rocks into your engine bay or air intake. How to prevent it? Temperature and flexibility are key. In cold weather, plastics become incredibly brittle. Be extra gentle when brushing off snow or ice. Use fender braces or supports to prevent cracking from vibration. When washing, avoid harsh chemicals that can dry out and weaken the plastic. For older machines, applying a plastic UV protectant can help maintain flexibility and prevent sun-induced cracking. Part number 7, fuel pumps, EFI models, the stranding specialist. Modern fuel-injected ATVs have in-tank electric fuel pumps. They're cooled by the fuel itself. The two biggest killers are running the tank consistently low on fuel, which lets the pump overheat, and contaminated fuel from rust, varnish, or dirt that clogs the filter and burns out the pump. How to prevent it? This is about fuel discipline. Never let your fuel tank run into the reserve on a regular basis. Try to keep it above a quarter tank. Use a fuel stabilizer religiously if the machine will sit for more than a month to prevent varnish. And if your machine is older, consider installing an inline fuel filter between the tank and the pump for an extra layer of protection, even if there's one in the tank. Part number 8, shock mounts and A-arm bushings, the forgotten pivots. We focus on the shocks themselves, but the metal brackets they bolt to, shock mounts, and the rubber or plastic bushings in the A-arms are huge failure points. They deteriorate from constant flexing, corrosion, and impact stress. Failure here leads to horrible handling, clunking noises, and metal-on-metal contact that destroys the mounting points. How to prevent it? This is pure, simple physical inspection. Before every ride, visit the lubrication points and visually inspect every bushing and mounting point. Look for cracked, deformed, or missing rubber. Look for stress cracks in the welded shock mounts on the frame. Lubricate any grease fittings on A-arms until you see fresh grease purge out the seals, pushing old dirt with it. Replace bushings at the first sign of wear, not when they've completely disintegrated. Part number 9, the sprockets and chain or final drive gears, the power link. On chain drive sport quads, the chain and sprockets are a wear item that sees savage abuse. On utility quads with shaft drive, the final drive gears in the differential can wear or chip from shock loads. Failure here leaves you completely immobile. How to prevent it? For chains, it's a strict regimen. Clean and lubricate the chain after every single muddy or wet ride. Adjust the tension to the manual's exact specification. Not too tight, not too loose. A tight chain destroys sprockets and bearings. Inspect sprockets for hooked or pointed teeth and replace them as a set. For shaft drive machines, prevention is about smooth operation. Avoid violent shock loading the drivetrain by dumping the clutch at high RPM. Change the differential fluid at the recommended intervals to remove any metal particles. Part number 10, the ECU and electrical connectors, the digital weak link. The engine control unit is the brain. It rarely fails on its own. What fails are the connections to it. Vibration, water intrusion, and corrosion at wire harness connectors cause intermittent problems, mysterious stalling, and false error codes that drive you crazy. How to prevent it? Dielectric grease is your best friend. Once a year, as part of your major service, disconnect the main electrical connectors you can access, under the seat, under the hood, near the ECU. Inspect the pins for green corrosion or bent pins. Clean them with electrical contact cleaner and then pack the connector with dielectric grease before reconnecting. This grease seals out moisture and prevents corrosion, ensuring a perfect electrical connection. Also, secure any loose wiring harnesses with zip ties to minimize vibration. The philosophy that ties all this together is simple. Shift from repair to care. These components aren't failing randomly, they're succumbing to predictable forces, friction, heat, contamination, and neglect. By integrating these specific inspections and rituals into your regular maintenance, you're not just fixing your ATV, you're speaking its language, you're anticipating its needs, you're converting potential breakdowns into nothing more than items on a checklist. That's the difference between owning a machine that rules the trails and a trail that rules you.